Hey guys, Courtney from CD Exotics here, and today I want to explain how I set up my hatchling tubs. Alright guys, so it's hatchling season for most everyone, and so I just kind of wanted to go through the tub that I use, how I set it up, everything like that. For anyone who's, first time, doesn't quite know what to do with their hatchlings. So I just want to kind of show a couple of the differences. Some people use these shoebox size tubs. This is just a 6-quart Sterilite. You can see it's not very big. And you can just lay a paper towel in this, just give them a little water bowl, and they do just fine in this. But it's not my preference because I feel like the tub is very short this direction, and it's reasonably tall. They don't need it that tall. It can be a little bit shorter. I know that the new Freedom Breeder, the FB5, is pretty short. I think it's like 3.5 inches. I don't have any of those because I don't use that particular tub. All my racks are set up for the Reptile Basic 8-quart tub, which I'll show you in a second. But I know people use these for many, many years. Some people still use them. They work just fine. I feel like you can keep a baby in this for a little while, not super long. And like I said, there's not much temperature gradient, which I don't like, which is why I don't use them. I do have one rack. I bought a collection last year. It came with some racks, and one of them was a hatchling rack like this. And I did use it last year, but right now I just keep it for backup. Until I get a couple more of these built, and then I'll probably be selling it to someone. As I said, it's just a backup right now. But that's the 6-quart tub. Like I said, you can use paper towels. That's what some people use. You can also use coconut. This is the tub that I use. You can see how long it is. It's much longer. It is narrower, but I think it works great for my hatchlings. They all eat amazing. I don't have any issues with my hatchlings eating right off the bat. So I think this is 22 inches long. So it's a really nice long tub. I can keep them in here for quite a while. I did just bump one of my girls up. Let me see. Let me show you this girl. So she, if you can kind of see. So this girl is, she's pretty big. I'm trying not to dump her water everywhere. Let me pull her water out so you can kind of get a better look at her. See, she takes up, she's pretty big, and she's about the max I would keep in a tub like this. But she's still doing just fine in here. She still has plenty of room. I'll put a picture in. You can kind of see a little bit better how she looks in here. But she does great in here. She eats great in here. No issues. But she is about the max size I would put in there, and I think she's 300 or a little bit more grams, so you can keep a pretty decent sized hatchling in there. Usually you can get them sold before they need to move up out of this, but I love these tubs. You can use coconut, you can use whatever you want. You can fold up paper towels. I just use the Reptisorb liners. I really like them. I love it for the hatchlings. I think it's great. And then I just use a 2-inch coupler, PVC coupler, that I just put in here. And you can either use the 2-ounce deli cups, or you can use these are 4-ounce. I just picked these up. They do kind of stick out the top a little bit, but you're able to get a little bit more water in there, because I feel like the 2-ounce ones, you can barely put any water in, because if you fill it to the top, they always spill it everywhere. So these you can put about 2 ounces of water in and still have plenty of space that they're not gonna spill it if they try and get in it. They can definitely still spill these, but I like them because I can just toss the cup if it gets dirty or something like that. If they poop in it, whatever, drag their rat through it, just toss the cup. Super easy. So that's how I keep my hatchlings. So they stay in these for quite a while, and then they bump up to, these are the 11 quarts. So you can see size-wise, they're the same thing, except they're wider. So, and you can keep, I mean, I have some in here that, you know, like 800-900 grams before you really need to bump them up out of this. I mean, they are getting tight at that point, but they're eating great. They're doing great. They can still, because the tub is so long, they can still thermoregulate really well in them. And then, so you've got the next size up. But, so these are the hatchling tubs. Really like them. I know a lot of people are really liking the new FB5s. And they are very similar in dimensions to these tubs. I think they're like 3/4 of an inch shorter. But they are like, I think they're only 18 inches long. So they're about 4 inches shorter than these, which isn't that big a deal. But I mean, you saw that baby in there. I mean, that's like the size of the tub she's taking up, you know, so then you definitely can't put quite as big a baby in those FB5s. And I feel like the extra 4 inches that it's taking up in my room is worth it. I guess some people are on a bit more of a space crunch, but I feel like 4 inches probably shouldn't break you as far as that goes. And I also like that all the tubs kind of go together. I mean, I can go all the way up to 1,500 grams or so in the same rack, hatchling to 1,500 grams in the same rack. And I think that's awesome. I love that Reptile Basics has done that. A cup holder would be amazing, not gonna lie. I did seriously look at the FB5s for the cup holder and the ventilation. I feel like the ventilation is pretty nice, but love these tubs. So I do have a female that I'm gonna go ahead and pull the eggs on. She did just lay, so it's a pinstripe female. I've been waiting on her to lay. Pretty excited. Was paired to a pastel GHI. So I would really love to get a GHI Lemon Blast, or even just more GHIs, because I only have the one GHI in my collection and I really want to get some females. I really like the Super GHI, and obviously you need two to make the Super. So pretty excited. So let's go ahead and get her out and see what we got. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out this pinstripe female. I believe she's done laying. I checked her earlier and she definitely wasn't done yet. She was in the middle of laying, but I think she's done now, so we're gonna go ahead and pull her out and see what we got. She's a little pissed off at me. Don't really blame her. Trying to hit the face here. That would be bad. Okay, so she looks like she's sitting on a nice pile of eggs, but she actually, I'm not sure if she's done. I actually think she has one more in there. I think one or two more, actually. So I'm gonna put her back, but right now she's sitting on a nice pile of eggs. Pretty excited for that. She's paired with the pastel GHI. So the goal there would be to make some GHI Lemon Blasts. They're pretty sweet, but really just want some GHIs. I'd be totally happy with that. I only have the one GHI and I really like GHI. So I'd love to get some more of them. But I'm gonna put her back because I don't think that she is done. She's hissing at me. She's pretty upset. My table is a little close here. obviously need to move this table a little bit. There we go. Yeah, she definitely still has an egg in there. You can see the rest of her is pretty sucked in and concave, but that last little bit by her tail is not. So we're gonna come back in a little bit, check on her, see how she's doing.
2 hours later.
All right, guys, so we're gonna try this again. It's been a couple hours, and she looks like she's done now. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get her off these eggs. Try not to get bit. She doesn't look super happy with me. Okay. Try not to let her roll them everywhere. Try not to get bit. So you always want to make sure you get their tail, because they try and hook their tail around the eggs. And lift her off here. She's pretty pissed at me. She is nice and empty. So I'm going to move these paper towels real quick. And I'm going to get a weight on her before I'm going to put her down in one of these empty tubs that I have. But I want to get a weight on her real quick. And then we're going to weigh the eggs too. So hopefully she'll sit still long enough for me to kind of get a weight. And, you know, why would we ever do that? I'm doing some wrangling today. Whoop, I think I might have got her. All right, 2,065. So she's still a pretty big girl. She was real big before. She's laid a nice clutch here. I'm just gonna put her down here in the very bottom, and I'm gonna clean her up later. So she's definitely empty. Glad I waited and let her lay that last one or two. Alrighty. Let's get my little, what did I say? 65. Write that down real quick. Okay. Actually, what I think I might do is just go ahead and put the egg box on here. Tear that out with the egg box on. And we'll see what we're at. So I just have vermiculite in the bottom. Egg crate. On there, it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 eggs from this girl. Super excited about this. And they're really fresh. I'm just gonna mark the tops. But I will candle them. Any of them that are stuck together, I usually try and leave stuck together. But these guys might not stay stuck together because they're so fresh. So let's see here. So I usually I like to leave them how she laid them. That's my preference. But the way she laid them is not going to fit in the egg box here. So I'm just very carefully going to peel them apart. Without ripping them. Obviously you don't want to rip your eggs. That would be a bad day. I have not had that issue. Like I said, I try not to separate mine too much. But I do think I saw where someone just put a Band-Aid on. I mean, I don't know. They're definitely a little sturdier than you think. You know, when you first start peeling at them, it's bit concerning. But obviously, you know, worked all year for this. The females worked all year for this. You don't want to mess them up. So it's definitely nerve-wracking trying to pull these apart. There we go. Make sure the scale doesn't go out on me. I might have to put these into. I got 10 in the egg box the other day, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get 11 in here. We'll see. I might be able to get all these in one bundle. So I usually try and put them in as a set. These guys are fresh. Falling off on me. So you want to make sure that no egg is touching the edge of the tub. Like so over here, I'm touching the edge of the tub. I'm gonna fix that in a second. We're at 1,195 grams, so almost 1,200 grams here. So that was a big girl, very big girl. She did not go last year. She was pretty big, and I was kind of hoping she would go last year. But last year was my first season breeding. I still wasn't quite sure what I was doing. Still not quite sure what I'm doing. We're just kind of going with it. But I'm super happy how many eggs she laid here. Looks like I do still have one touching over here. So said that you don't want them touching the sides or the top, because of condensation. Condensation will ruin your eggs. You also don't want them to roll or to be sitting in water. Same reason why condensation is a problem. Looks like they are all good.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I got this one loose one here. I'm going to have to get a clothespin or something in there to kind of tuck it up. The embryo is right where she laid it at, though, where I marked it. I'm trying to make sure that this one here is not too tall. I think that it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good to go. So I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to keep that one on top there, but it looks like it's pretty good. I'm going to run and grab a clothespin, and then I'll get these guys in the incubator. Get her tub cleaned up, get her cleaned up, and get her back in here. And then all we gotta do is wait.
For the eggs to come.
For the eggs to hatch. Yep.
I said for the eggs to come.
Oh, well, the eggs are here. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you smash that subscribe button, because we're gonna be doing an egg cutting in about
2 minutes.
I wish. We're going to be doing an egg cutting in about 60 days. And I will see you guys next time.